Nick said, reality is cringe. Cheating is extremely common behavior, and it's not something I'm going to stop watching YouTuber over. I'm not parasocially invested in strangers' relationships. Now, this guy said, chronically online virgin trying to teach us about IRL adult relationships. So yeah, I feel like I had a relatively good take. In fact, I had a relatively progressive take, which is just like, I don't particularly care if some random e-celeb is running around on their partner. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. It never will. So we're going to watch this clip. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to hear what you guys have to say. And then I'm going to see if I feel the need to explain myself at all, okay? Because I got a big post. Post of the day, okay? Post of the day on the YouTube drama subreddit, okay? For my stream last night. We have made it, chat. We have made it. Now, I would guess a lot of people are going to be upset about this clip. But I'm going to quintuple down, okay? I'm going to quintuple down on this. So let's take a look at this clip. You guys tell me what you think, all right? Here we go. This clip is 27 seconds long. 27 seconds. Let's freaking go. I don't care if a guy cheats on a girl and I don't know them. I don't care if a girl cheats on a guy and I don't know them. It's not my problem, okay? I have cheated before. I have dated people who have cheated before. It's not my it's not chat's problem. It's not the world's problem. It doesn't matter, okay? It's like a thing that happens in relationships. This is actually nuts. Wait, Tom cheated? Wait, Tom cheated on someone? Yes. Welcome to being a adult. 70% of every adult you meet will have cheated on someone at some point in their life. Okay. All right. So what do you guys think about that clip? What do you guys think? What's the takeaway? Kind of a different reaction today. Yesterday it was like pissed off. People were pissed the off. But I figured we would go through the replies for some fun, okay? So I think a little bit fair. The thing is, I don't think it has to be sad to think about. It's just a reality that basically what I was saying here, because I think a lot of people misinterpreted my posts. A lot of the takeaway people had was like, cheating is good, cheating is based, you should cheat, it's cool, it's forgivable in all circumstances. Like, that's kind of like the takeaway that I think people thought I was having. And especially because I used the word normal, I think, at one point, and I said, welcome to being an adult. Essentially something I said. I think people got very mad and they thought that I was advocating for, like, you know, cheating on your girlfriend's a good thing or cheating on your boyfriend's a good thing. And that was like never my take. And if you actually watch the video, that was like never even something I said. Essentially what I was saying, keep in mind, this was in the context of me talking about this VTuber named Fruit who cheated on her husband when she was like 20 years old. I was like, I just don't personally care if some random e-celeb that I don't know cheats on someone. It doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care. Obviously you shouldn't do it, but on like the rankings of things I care about, it's like so unbelievably low. It's like so unbelievably low. And that is the case. Cardi or Casey, why do you disagree with me? What about as an L take? And I also saw a lot of people who were like, Tom didn't even show remorse for what he did. And it's like, well, yeah, but like, who am I supposed to show remorse to? YouTube chat? Is YouTube chat who I should be showing remorse to? Do you regret it? Yeah, obviously. Should I be showing remorse for cheating on my YouTube chat or for the person that it happened to, right? It's like, tell us you're sorry. Tell me you're sorry. But like, why? Why do I owe that explanation to you? You don't know me. You weren't involved. You weren't in the relationship. Not this crap again. Oh, we're getting deep. Only gooners cheat. Well, it's a good thing I've stopped gooning. I disagree because when I was in my teens, I got cheated on. I was mentally up for a decade. You don't owe me shit, but it's your... if you got mentally up for a decade, I feel like that's kind of on you. You got to be able to move on, man. Like, it sucks that happened to you. I feel bad for you. I know what it feels like. It's, you know, it's brutal when it happens, but you got to just figure out how to move on. You really do. Like, you cannot let this kind of thing control you. You cannot let it inflict like severe psychic damage to you forever. You know, you can't. You got to just move on. You shouldn't be with that person anymore, undoubtedly. But like, at some level, you got to just grow up. Now, there are like different levels to this. You know, I would feel very different about somebody cheating in like high school or their early 20s or even their late 20s compared to like, if you cheat on someone that you're living with, that you're married to, that you have a kid with, like that is like another level in my opinion. But even with that, even if it's like someone who has like a wife and a kid, I would only be mad if it was someone I personally knew. Like if I had a friend, okay, if I had a friend who was like married and had a kid and they cheated on their wife, I would be livid with that friend, right? I would be pissed. I feel like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? But if I don't know that person, I'm not going to like emotionally invest myself in the relationship because it's just not my problem. It's seriously not. It's on me, but she drugged and robbed me? You don't need to feel bad for me. I'm smoking an $80 cigar. My family owns a plane. My ex cheated with my best friend and her ex. Okay. It's not like you have some other shit going on. If your ex drugged and robbed you, that probably is another contributor to that. Jesus Christ. But yeah, it seems to me like People are totally misinterpreting my take, seemingly on purpose. Cheating's going to happen to most people, or most people will be cheated on at least once. People act like they're unique at coping. It's sadly life. I mean, the thing is, like, it is sadly life, but it's also just like, you could explain it away with a lot of things, right? Like when you're young, your hormones are raging, okay? A wife cheated on me while my newborn was in the hospital? Okay. How did she even do that? Was it with the nurse? Was it with the doctor? How the did that happen? They're canceling you! Very true. You're right. That's based. But yeah, here's a question for Chad, okay? If you're a young guy, not even a question. I'll just say, if you're a young guy, you know how powerful, okay? This is why the Stop Gooning movement has started with me, okay? If you're a guy, you know how powerful the horniness is, okay? There are some days where I have to stop myself because I feel like I am a heat-seeking missile that is completely powered by my intrinsic inhibitions of manhood, okay? There are days where I feel like I am a heat-seeking rocket that needs to come, okay? That does happen. And especially if you're in some kind of long-distance relationship or something where you're not having sex, you know, that kind of thing happens, okay? I don't think it's a good thing. And even if you're not, you know, sometimes the opportunity presents itself and you just become a gooner. Now, I don't think that's a good thing. You need to, as a man, it's your responsibility to push that deep down to quell that, okay? If the person you're with is really worth it, you should be trying to not do that to hurt that person. But when you're young, it is a thing that happens, okay? It is a thing that happens. And, you know, as you get older, you get better at that. I'm thankfully at a point in my life where I don't feel like that's ever going to be a problem. But, you know, I was young. I was stupid. I was horny. I did something wrong. And I don't think that should be held against me forever, nor do I really care, frankly, if some like random girl does it, right? Like I was thinking recently about the Caterino drama and how that was. It was like, I don't care that Caterino cheated on Call Me Carson. Like I don't care. I don't give a it's seriously not my problem. That's a better take. I mean, the thing is, that's always been my take. And that is basically what I said yesterday. I think my tone just pissed people off. I think your statistic is off. I've never been cheated on. I've never cheated. I think it's not moral, but I also don't think it means you deserve a scarlet letter. There's nuance. My statistic probably was off. I kind of pulled that out of my ass. But I do think that it's extremely common, especially when you're young. You can acknowledge a bad thing without letting it affect your entire being. Take it for what it is, learn and grow. Yeah, true. Very true. Not seeking rocket. True. Give all your sins to Skibidi and move on. True. But I want to read the comments on this. Let's see here. I don't think this take is surprising for someone who's eternally mentally stuck in high school. Ironically, my take is way more mature than this, okay? Because somebody who's eternally mentally stuck in high school would think that like someone like some random e-celeb cheating on someone else is going to affect their life forever and think that this is like an important thing to care about. Someone who is not mentally in high school, someone who is slightly more mentally mature than that, is not going to be wrapped up in what random e-celebs are doing. Welcome to being an adult. I didn't know being an asshole was one of the requirements. Once again, like this is not even what I said. I didn't say it's a requirement. I just said it's a common thing that happens and you shouldn't be that mad if some random person that you don't know on the internet commits infidelity, I guess. And another thing that I saw a lot of people in the comment section saying is like, he would never say this if it had anything to do with a woman. He's a incel. He would be pissed off and call her a slut. And it's like, I wouldn't do that. Maybe when I was like 16 years old, I would have done that. But I'm a lot older than 16 years old now. Looking at being Sigma, true. I think Nick Diorio had some good takes about this that they did post here. Here's what Nick said. The Turkey Tom cheating discourse is funny because he sounds unhinged in the clip, but the core of what he's saying is essentially true. Most of the relationships you're having at that age go nowhere, and cheating is extremely common behavior. Cheating isn't being a man, but late teen and early 20s guys and girls alike do it a lot. If Tom stayed in college, he would have just graduated, and from what I've seen, people in long-distance relationships would forget their partners when they got to a party. I think a high percentage of backlash is coming from young guys who have been cheated on, who want to pearl clutch about how cheating is bad so they can nice guy into a girl's Discord DMs to start an e-relationship. Hardly even the same playing field at that point. Now we have some other replies here. This person says, the line that gets me is welcome to being an adult. I agree the hookup culture today is extremely common, but cheating isn't normal, nor should it be normalized. Not everyone has the self-control of a toddler to not cheat. And the thing is, like, this is all stuff that I already think and have said like 30 times on stream. I don't think it's good to cheat. I don't think you should do it. I don't think you should praise people for doing it. Like, sometimes it is funny to be like, oh, base, you know, just out of how ridiculous the comment is, but it's not good to run around in your partner. It's not a good thing. But like, I don't think it's like, oh my God, how could I ever respect this person again? It's like, dude, they were young. They were probably, it's whatever. Who cares? Like, it just doesn't really matter, you know? Yeah, no doubt. I wrote that off as welcome to being an adult from a 22-year-old. ICC wrote off the main ridiculous remark he made that annoyed people and then said he's basically speaking the truth. Why are you so fat boy? Nick said, I'm guessing your girlfriend plowed Tyrone. Jesus. This guy says, surprisingly limited response. If you're neither funny nor logical, what are you good at? Jesus Christ. The spam just went crazy in chat. Holy All right, I'll cover that later if you really want me to, but Jesus Christ. This guy, Super Sandwich, said, it's still a cringe thing to say. Luckily, I don't go to Turkey Town for mature takes on any IRL-related topics. Nor should you, but what I said I still maintain is like both right and based. Nick said, reality is cringe. Cheating is extremely common behavior, and it's not something I'm going to stop watching YouTuber over. I'm not parasocially invested in strangers' relationships. Now, this guy said, chronically online virgin trying to teach us about IRL adult relationships. So, yeah, I feel like I had a relatively good take. In fact, I had a relatively progressive take, which is just like, I don't particularly care if some random e-celeb is running around on their partner. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't affect me. It never will. I don't give a I don't care. And on top of that, like, you know, I'm not saying it's a good thing, but when you're very young, this is a common thing that happens in relationships, and I don't think that needs to be like held against someone forever. Progressive, Lamau, I think it actually is progressive. I think it's the opposite of being puritanical, because the Puritan take is like, if you cheat once, you will burn in the fires of hell. But like, that's not real. It doesn't make sense. It's kind of, and ironically, the context of me and what I was talking about there was saying that cheating is not as bad as sexual coercion. In which case we were covering a drama where it seemed like there was this guy who was trying to pressure a girl into doing an unwanted sex act, right? Like, that was the context of it. And then people in my chat were like, well, she did cheat on him when he was deployed in the military. She disobeyed an order from her commanding officer. And it was like, what? So, like, if someone cheats on you, you can, like, try to pressure them into sex that they don't want to have? Like, is that literally, the thing is being taken out of context here on the Reddit is like insane if you have the full context. So yeah, like, I don't know if the person who clipped that even realized what I was saying or the context of like what I was talking about was that. They probably did, knowing it's the YouTube drama subreddit and their favorite thing is taking people out of context to make them look worse than they really are. But yeah, that was kind of what I thought. It's like, you know, it's just not my problem. On the scale of things I care about, it's so extremely low. Winston Churchill in chat says, I cheat all the time. It's fun. All right. Well, thank you very much, Winston Churchill. Are cheating and manipulating your partner equally bad? I mean, it depends on what it is. In the case that I was like, it's hard to power scale it in that way when it's so vague. Like, the thing I was talking about specifically was a guy who was like pressuring a girl, like, please let me put it in the butt. Please let me put it in the butt. Please let me put it in the butt. She was like, no, I don't want to do that. He's like, well, you're just not a good girlfriend. You mean nothing to me. You never do what I want. You never step outside of your comfort zone. You're a piece of shit. You make me want to kill myself. And I was like, what the genuine question, why does YouTube drama hate you so much? I think it probably started with like the N-word thing or something like that, and then it just, any other thing I say is taken into like the worst possible context, even if it's something that I feel like on a face value they should probably agree with. So, I mean, that is what I would guess, but I don't really know. I mean, part of it also is I think a lot of them think that I'm like alt-right or something, which is crazy, but yeah, if I had to guess, that's it. That's my interpretation. So yeah, there have been some other mentions of my existence on across Twitter. So I'm curious to see what the top results were for that. Toastify said Turkey Tom cheating discourse is 2018 commentary heritage. I don't know what that means by heritage, but I guess that's funny. Heritage. But yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the drama. If you guys want, I'll take questions about either of it, either Froggy Fresh or this for the next 2 minutes if you want. But past that, we're gonna get into other stuff. What do you say about Froggy? I mean, I essentially just called him irrelevant, which like wasn't even that mean, you know. What's up with Bo Blacks? Bro, the Bo Black shit is crazy. Keem is going overtime with the forced drama in the past couple of months. Are you talking about LolCow? I mean, some of the shit on that podcast is definitely forced drama. I don't think you can deny that. I mean, yeah, he was the worst forced drama from that whole thing was when he was like pretending he was gonna kick Boogie off, and he was like, guys, you don't understand how hard of a position I'm in right now, because everybody feels bad for like these other people, but like you should feel bad for me because like, you know, I feel like I have to kick Boogie off for what he did. And it's like, he was never going to kick Boogie off that podcast. That was never going to happen. Do you think if someone cheated at a younger age, it would correlate with similar behavior down the line? I mean, maybe, but not necessarily. I would guess that somebody who cheats serially into their like 30s or 40s, if that's still happening, which if they're doing that, I don't even know how they're getting relationships. But I would guess that somebody at that age probably was doing it from a young age. But I don't think that somebody doing it at a young age necessarily means they will later down the line, you know? You're a light in my depression. I love Tom Maxing. Jeez. Haven't you had the same take in multiple videos? Yeah, I've had the same exact take in like 10 videos. I think this is the time it just got clipped and people were paying attention for some reason. But this is the same take I've had in like, I mean, 10 is probably understating it, probably 20 or 30. But yeah, I mean, because this is a common thing that comes up in drama where people are like with the fruit thing, people were like, oh my God, she cheated on her husband when he was deployed. And it's like, I don't know these people. I don't care. And they were like using that to like justify the fact that he was like trying to pressure her into sex, at least based on her document. And I was like, what the that is crazy. We don't talk about cheating. If you want to talk about the cheating that I did that's serious, you should talk about my academic record, okay? Oh my God, the amount of cheating I did in high school is unreal. They should have failed me in every class apart from like English, any English class, and any like history related class, because all the other ones I was cheating in the most brutal, insidious ways. It was unreal. Okay, it was crazy. Holy shit. I had the most genius methods of doing it too. Okay, cheated in math, dude. I'm so bad at math. In pre-calc, the amount of cheating I did was insane. It was absolutely crazy. Okay, it was so crazy. In AP Bio, oh my God. In AP Bio. Okay, in physics, it was unreal. I don't know if I even knew one answer on any test, okay? I was writing all up and down my arms, okay? I was writing shit in my calculator, like because you could store in the TI-84 Plus Pro, okay, and the nice one that I had, okay, because my parents loved me. Apparently, you could store crazy amount of data in there. You could put games on it. You could put Doom on it. I never did that. I just put, the answers to tests on it. You could do that. I mean, it was unreal. And the amount of cheating that happened. Do you guys remember? When I say, do you remember? I don't know how many of you were in high school when COVID was happening, but I was on my senior year. Okay, because I graduated from high school in 2020. My senior year of high school, we left school in, I want to say March, and obviously school goes till like mid-June. Maybe it was even February. I think it was March, though. I think it was March. And essentially what happened was we left school. All of the school we were doing was from home, okay? And that meant that any answer I wanted on any test, I was doing it at home. I could just look it up. No one could check on me. No one could make sure I was no one, not a single person could make sure that I was being academically responsible, which meant that I shouldn't even have a high school diploma, in my opinion. Neither should half of my graduating class, frankly, because we were all doing it. Okay, we had group chats. We had like struggle sessions, like 30 minutes before the test in homeroom, where we would try to be figuring out how we could, get away with this. It was unreal. It was unreal. You guys wouldn't believe the schemes we had. Probably the most genius scheme was the pencil scheme, okay? Now, the pencil scheme is relatively simple, but in practice, it gets very difficult. So here's how it goes, okay? You go into class, you've got your test. Your test has to be multiple choice for this, okay? If it's a written answer, you're not going to be able to do it. They automatically passed me through high school during COVID. That is insane. But here's what we did, okay? Multiple choice. If you need to communicate to another person that you need help on an answer, you would do 3 taps of the pencil, okay? 3 taps of the pencil. That means you need help on an answer to alert one of your buddies. Your buddy is now psychically linked with you. And from that point, once they acknowledge that they hear you, they would give a simple tap, okay? So 3 taps, I need help. 1 tap, I'm ready to help you, okay? And from there, here's what you would do. You would have to communicate to them the number question you were on. And so here's what you would do. Let's say it's question 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 taps of the pencil. And their answer, you're going to have to listen very carefully for this one, because on a multiple choice, you've got A, B, C, D, maybe even E and F, okay? So here's what you're going to do. You're going to do 1, 2, 3 for C, 1, 2, 3, 4 for D, 1 for A, 2 for B, and so on. And that would communicate the answer, okay? And this is genius. Now, in fairness, this only worked at the lower level questions, because once you get up to like, let's say 20, it's a little ridiculous to be hammering away like in the middle of class, right? It's a little ridiculous. But that was probably the most devious, but also the most genius way that I devised that I would cheat. Okay, this is my shit. I asked the ugly girls for their homework before the bell rang. Base. I don't think I could have gotten away with that, but that is pretty good. A kid died in my junior year, so they were on our final exam grades because of grief. The thing is, in my high school, when I was in high school, the ugly girls, I'd say the ugly people in general were just not doing well in school. It was kind of a situation where we had like a caste system hierarchy where the more beautiful you were as a person, the more likely you were to do well in school, at least as a female. As far as a male, anything could go. But frankly, that's how it was, okay? When I was in high school, I remember the hottest girls, they did the best. They did the best, okay? It is what it is. Imagine having to answer a paragraph question with this method. Well, you just can't. The thing is, you just can't. But the good thing about being me, a YouTube bullshitter, is that I was well-versed in the art of bullshit. So I could figure out so many ways to fill out that paragraph, okay? Reframing the question 7 times with one little sentence at the end that's kind of guessing at the answer, I could do it. All this, you could have just studied? Dude, what are you, gay? I'm going to study? I've got YouTube commentary videos to make, okay? I wouldn't be here right now, frankly, if I spent more time in school. All right, I wouldn't. I was a good student, despite that. In the classes that I liked, I did very well. I did really well in English. I did really well in AP Gov and APUSH and stuff like that. I did very well. But in terms of math stuff, I just, there was no way. There was no way. The more pertinent question is, have you ever been in love? Sorry, but this question makes me a gay soy cuck. I've always been a romantic. I think so. Although, in fairness, I was very young. So it's hard for me to tell if it was like true love looking back. I mean, in the way that you can be when you're like 18, I guess. Yeah, but I don't know. I question my own feelings sometimes. I'm like, yeah, I mean, you know what? Actually, yeah, I was for sure. At one point in time. Love is fake. I don't think that's true. I think it's real. But as you get older, your understanding of what that means warps and changes over time. It gets much more realistic.